Hello everyone, welcome back. So in this lesson, we're going to skip a few topics and just move on to the last topic from the examples page. We'll come back to the topics later. So today we'll be doing forming and solving equations. So let's just take a look. So in terms of these questions, the hardest part is normally trying to write down the equation. Solving the equation is actually the easy part. So let's just take a look. If 20 less than 8t is equal to 36, what is the value of t? So 20 less than 8t. So what does that mean? That means 8t take away 20, right? And if this is equal to 36, then what is the value of t? So you just have to solve. So to solve this, you add 20 to both sides. So get 56. T equals to 7. So this one's the easy example. Let's take another look. The product of 2 and 2y plus 4 is equal to the product of 5 and 5y minus 3. Find the value of y. Okay, so let's start by writing the equation. Now when it comes to writing the product of 2 and 2y plus 4, make sure you write it like this. 2 times 2y plus 4. Okay, I do not want you to see people writing this. 2 times 2y plus 4. So this is the incorrect, okay? Make sure to use a bracket instead of using the times symbol. Alright, so the product of 2 and 2y plus 4 is equal to the product of 5 and 5y minus 3. Find the value of y. So then just expand the bracket. 4y plus 8 is equal to 25y. Take away 15. Now you got to collect like terms, so you can move the 4y to the right hand side. 8 equals to 21y minus 15. So I took away 4y from both sides. Now I can add 15 to both sides. 23 is equal to 21y. So then 23 over 21 is equal to y. So y equals to 23 over 21, right? So that's how you do it. Next one, I took a number, divided by 3, and then subtract 12. The result is 24. What was the original number? So what you can do is, it doesn't tell you what to let this number be, but you can just say this number be x, okay? So you can let this number be x. So then the question says, divide by 3. So how do you write x divided by 3? So like I said, don't write things like this. Don't use the division symbol. Much better to use the fraction. Okay. So x over 3. And then subtract 12. The result is 24. So that's your equation. Now the next part is to just solve for x. So what you can do is you can add 12 to both sides. So you can have x on 3 is equal to 36, right? So then what does x equal to? You've got to multiply 3 to both sides to get rid of the fraction. So you get 108. Bilal and Ibrahim combined their savings to buy a new watch. Together they had a total of $480. If Bilal originally had $75 more than Ibrahim, how much money did each boy originally have? Okay. So I mean, what you can do is this. You can let the amount that Ibrahim be x, okay? So you can just let the amount that Ibrahim has be x. So if Ibrahim is equal to x, so then what would the amount that Bilal has be? Well, Bilal had $75 more than Ibrahim, right? So you can let the amount that Bilal has be x plus 75. Right? Now we know that when they combine their savings, they have $480. So that means if I combine the amount that they have is 480. So I can just write x plus 75 is equal to 480, right? So hopefully this part makes sense. Then you just solve for x. So 2x plus 75 is equal to 480. 2x is equal to 405. Right? X equals to what? $202 and 202.5, right? Alright, so once you get the x, so you're not done with the question. The question says, how much money did each boy originally have? So you can say, Ibrahim had how much? So I can just say the I had, actually, I'm just going to write the full name then. Ibrahim had, so he had X, right? So he had $202 and 50 cents. And Bilal has, remember, Bilal has $75 more than the Ibrahim. So then you just add 75 to this. So you have $277 $4.50. Right? And in total, if you add them up, you get 480, right? So you can use that to check your answers. Right, so that's this question. Now, like I said, with these kind of questions, if they don't give you a variable, you can introduce a variable. So you can just let the amount that the Ibrahim be x. The reason I let the amount that Ibrahim be x rather than the amount that Bilal has be x is because Bilal has 75 more. So if you let Bilal be x, then what the Ibrahim has would be x take away 25, because Bilal has 75 more than the Ibrahim. It's better to use plus rather than minus, so that's why I let the amount that Ibrahim has be x. Okay. This area is 96, find the area of x. Okay, so let's just take a look. So how do you find the area of this shape? So to find the area of this shape, what you can do is this. So you can just split this up. So you can just find the area of the A1 and then find the area of the A2, right? So we know that A1 plus A2 is equal to what? 96, right? So how do we find an expression for A1? So A1 would just be 3 times x plus 2. Remember to write the bracket instead of the times symbol. How do you find the area of the A2? Okay, well, to find the area of A2, you know that this length is 7, right? Because this is 10, this is 3, so this has to be 7. 7 times x. So plus 7 times x, which is 7x, equals to 96. Now just expand. 3x plus 6 plus 7x is equal to 96. 10x plus 6 equals to 96. 10x is equal to 90. X equals to 9. Right. So that's how you do this question. I mean, so I do make the question look quite easy, but make sure when you do these questions, just to find the area of a compass shape, just split it up. So that's the easiest way to do it. Alright, so that's all the content for today. Let me just go through the homework and see if there's any interesting questions. So, okay, the writing here is pretty terrible, but if you look closely, you can kind of make out what it's saying. So this one just says, write as algebraic expressions the sum of 3x plus 7. So that's just what? 3x plus 7. That's the algebraic expression. 12 divided by 5x, so that's just 12 over 5x. Do not use the division symbol, like I said. And let's look at these questions. So now most of these questions should be quite fine. You can kind of make out what it's saying. The product of 3 and 2x, 2y minus 3 is equal to 72. What's the value of y? So with most of these questions, just write out the expression first. So the product of 3 and 2y minus 3 is equal to 72. So how do you solve for y? You got to expand and then make y the subject. Write a sentence that would be represented by each equation. So 15 less than 2x is equal to 19. Okay, so I think for these ones, there's a lot of writing to do, but the questions shouldn't be that hard. Alright, so that's all for today. Thank you for listening.